All right, let's talk about Palantir. Palantir. Now, look, this is not a penny stock, but the idea is the same. Look, it doesn't matter if you buy, 5 shares of Palantir, or you buy 1,000 shares of a 5-cent stock. It's all the same idea. All speculation. Now, very interesting thing happening with Palantir. I'll tell you what that is. Take a look at this chart. This is the weekly chart on Palantir. I'm also going to be talking about context logic. That's Wish. In just a little bit, and a couple of other cheap penny stocks that have 10x plus upside potential. But take a look at this Palantir chart. I got a very simple weekly chart. We're going to start off with the weekly chart. We get a breakout of the 200-day moving average. The stock is just broken out above the 200-day moving average. Generally, this is a very bullish sign. Anytime you see a stock breaking out above the 200-day moving average, extremely bullish. And if it's the weekly chart, even more so, because again, that indicates a new trend is about to begin. And by the way, guys, I talk about these things in my book, 10-Bagger Blueprint. Get this on Amazon, $15. It'll show you how to find stocks that go up to 10x to 100x. I've already had 10 of those in the last 2 years. I've given you stocks that went up between 10x and 50x. So one of the things I talk about is the importance of trend following. You want to follow the trend. You want to be in stocks once they're breaking out of these trends, and there is, billions of dollars. I mean, probably trillions have been made by hedge funds who use these trend-following strategies that are exactly based on this, following a 50 or 200-day moving average. Now, how high can Palantir go? That's probably the question you're asking. I believe that this stock can exceed the old highs and go past $40. Again, none of this is advice. It's it's high risk. Even like a penny stock, this could be high risk, right? I'm not giving you investment advice here. This is the weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Again, we're breaking out above the 200 on the daily chart as well. Pretty interesting. Now, if you notice, every time the stock pops above that 50-day, the 200-day moving average, it tends to continue going higher if you look at the past breakouts. Now, let me go back to the weekly for just 1 second. Yeah, I think we got a pretty decent base. It looks like kind of like an inverse head and shoulders type of thing happening right now. And we could see this thing go to, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it goes to the old highs of $40. Again, that's another thing I talk about in my book, 10-Bagger Blueprint, which you can get on Amazon, is stocks like to go back to the old highs. There's no logic, there's no rhyme or reason. It's just something that they like to do. I think next stop on Palantir is going to be, there's a little bit of resistance coming in right around $14 or so, that $14 range. That's a little bit of resistance. Next level of resistance is going to be kind of in this $28 to $30 range. And if it breaks out of that, it could probably exceed the old highs. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to $40 or $60. Now, the question you're asking is, what does Palantir do? I have no idea. I have no idea what they do. It's some AI stuff. I don't know. They come up with big data. I have no idea what they do. I think it's sort of like, I have no idea. Seriously, I can't figure it out. It could be a massive scam. As far as I know, it could be a big scam. But no, it's basically, it's kind of a company that comes up with analysis based on data. I think they look at Facebook stuff, based on who you like, who you don't like, and then they report that to the CIA or something like that. I don't know. Interesting company. Bottom line is, this thing has a lot of eyeballs on it, which I like. And this could become it actually is a cult stock. It's got like this weird cult. I don't know. It's one of these weird meme type stocks. And this could have a massive move. I bought some this week. I've actually traded in and out of the stock in the last few months. And it's a, yeah, I like the stock. I've made money with it before. So I feel confident that we could see some good things happening here. Hey, again, not advice, just me. You want to see the Japanese charts? If you speak Japanese, hang on, let me show you the Japanese chart, the candlestick. Let me show you the weekly. Big fat green candle breaking out just makes it more graphically appealing for you. Yeah, Palantir I think could be a massive move. Worst case, you could see a pop to around the $20 level. Okay, how about the Wish? It's an interesting stock. Now this was a stock that I think this was the old Zach Morris. You know, the Zach Morris guy on Twitter. He was pumping this a while back and kind of didn't work out. But I think it's happening again. I think this thing is ready. It's actually ready to do it right now. This is a really interesting chart formation right now. Look at this. It's coiling. I'm going to see if I can draw this for you. What color should I use? I like these weird colors. Let me use green. No, I'm going to use, no. What color? Yeah, I'll use green. No, I'll use, yeah, green. Okay. So let me show you this. Oh, okay. Okay, and then, okay. You see what's going on? You got a pennant forming right here. And once it breaks out of this pennant, this stock can explode. You got some resistance coming in at $1.11, $1.12, the 200 moving average. You know, we're above the 50. It's a really beautiful pattern. Look at this. We got this formation where it bounced off the 50-day moving average. It used that as support. It popped. You got some guys on. Let me pop this up here. There we go. Now you do have some guys on Twitter. I think was it a couple of guys started to talk about this, and I believe the stock could really take off. How much volume we got here? 84 million shares. That's you know, I mean, that's not a lot of dollars. It's $8 million, but 84 million shares to me, that says this thing has legs. This could become a meme stock. What do they do? This one I understand a little better. Basically, it's you know, it's sort of like shopping on your mobile phone for cheap stuff from China. They got some pretty clever people involved. I think this thing is actually a wow. Look at this. Look at this trend line. It's pretty interesting. I actually didn't draw it based on that. I'm drawing it based on this thing over here. But yeah, it actually goes back to all the way there. So, and it broke out of that. Excuse me, no, it's about to break out of that. So yes, if we can break out of this line over here, if we can close at $1 or something like that, this thing is going to explode. I think this thing can go to, this thing could be a 10 bagger. Again, it's not a penny stock. Who cares? It's got everything. I mean, now again, they're not promoting. It's not a, look, they're not my client. They're not a promotion thing. I don't know the CEO. I don't know those things. I like the story. I like the meme angle. I like the chart. So it's got those things going on. And I think this thing could be a probably, let me see. I think we're going to close this gap over here and go to about 10 bucks. And let's see what happens. I think there's a pretty good path to 10 bucks, actually, to be candid with you. I think we've got a pretty good path to get to 10 bucks. Okay, how about, let me give you one of my clients now. Now this is a paid, this should be considered a paid content. Let me see. Let me take this out. You guys like AI stocks? Actually, let me look at the Canadian chart. AIMLF is the symbol. This thing is the one that's trading more. They got to get some news. They got to get this thing going a little more. But again, this is a company in the AI space using it for health tech. They get a massive patent position in the wearable device space. This is one of their things. It's a how do you get this? Blood pressure, blah, 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 whatever. You know, basically this hooks up. You wear this, sends all your data to your doctor, so it's for remote patient monitoring. They have a very broad patent that could be quite valuable. And this stock has only a $5 million market cap, and the wearable market is 20 billion plus, according to who's according to I forgot the name of the company, but it's a $20 billion market. All these companies in the wearable space. Now, it could be that a lot of these guys are infringing on the patent of AIML. They're infringing on the patent of this company. What does that mean? It means that this company could be raking in some serious cash. Let's do the math. Generally, royalties are 2% of gross sales on patent royalties. So that would be $40 million a year based on no, excuse me, it's 400 million from 20 billion. Yeah, it could be. Whatever it is, huge numbers, huge numbers. I don't know, maybe it's only 50 million. It doesn't really matter. This company has a $5 million market cap. You have almost like a built-in profit here, because all they got to do is get some traction with a couple of these lawsuits or basically getting settlements from the companies that are infringing, and this thing will take off. They already have, again, it's not, I'm not crazy, I'm not making this up. They already have one company that came to them voluntarily to sign a licensing deal because they wanted to get a patent on their wearable, and it turns out that these guys already had it, so they signed a licensing deal. They're getting not a decent amount of money, nothing crazy, but like in the six-figure range as a starter. So this to me indicates that this thing is valid, that this patent is actually legit, and $5 million is what you're paying if you look at this as buying the whole company. $5 million valuation. AIMLF is the symbol. It could have an asymmetric upside. It could be a 20 bagger plus if they get some traction with the IP litigation. Again, I talk about asymmetrical setups in my book, 10 bagger blueprint, which you can get on Amazon. Because look, when it comes to penny stocks, when it comes to these high risk stocks, you don't want to buy a stock like this to make a double. I mean, when I'm looking at Wish, I'm not looking at it as a double. I'm not, to make a double, it's not worth it. You got to be making at least a 10x. And I'm looking at Wish as a potential 10 bagger. I'm looking at AIMLF as a potential 10 bagger. That's the analysis over there. So let me jump back into the Palantir. Yeah, there you go. So keep an eye on the stock. Really nice breakout. You're gonna have again a little bit of resistance coming in, kind of this $14 range, and after that, we could be going straight to 30, 40, and after maybe $60. What do they do? I have no idea. Again, I have no idea. I'm looking at this purely as a chart play. This could be getting some really interesting chart action. Okay, make sure you get a copy of this book, 10 Bagger Blueprint, on Amazon. It'll tell you everything you need to know to find stocks that have 10x to 100x upside potential.